All right, guys, if you're going to be a perpetual tourist while you're living in Costa Rica, remember what a perpetual tourist is, those people that live in Costa Rica but have to leave every 90 days to get their passport stamp. What you don't want to do is overstay your 90 days. And I'm going to get into all that in a minute. I got a great story. It just happened. And I think why the story is kind of great because it epitomizes why Costa Rica is Costa Rica and why it's sometimes difficult to have like a black and white answer of doing things and how they do things here. And we're going to talk about it in a minute. You definitely want to stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. TravelCostaRicaNow.com is a travel agency, so go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Fill out the 4-minute form, and you'll be that much closer to the vacation of a lifetime. We're like you, having best friends who live in Costa Rica, who know Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica vacation. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you want to see videos as we put them up, hit the notification bell. And if you want to help us personally as a channel, what really, really helps is commenting. I don't care if you say, Mike, bad video. Mike, I hate your white t-shirts. Good video, but thumbs up or thumbs down. All that stuff gives the video legs and helps with the algorithm. So a quick comment. It can be an emoji. It doesn't matter, but it does help, and I would definitely appreciate it. Guys, if Costa Rica's on your radar and you do want to live here, but you're not quite sure, we do have a relocation retreat, 6-7 day event. You will absolutely know at the end of the event if Costa Rica is right for you or not. There will be no blowing smoke. It'll be the good, the bad, the ugly about living here. No one's going to try to sell you anything. I'm speaking. I would love to meet you, hang out at the pool, answer all your questions. All that information is in a link in the description of this video. Oh my gosh, happy Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. I'm not in Costa Rica. Nope. I'm in Los Estados Unidos. I haven't been to the United States since 2017. I wasn't sure how to act when I got off the plane. But anyway, I'm in Windham, Maine. My mom lives here. I'm visiting my mom. I'm very excited. She's very excited to see me. I haven't seen her in a while, obviously. And again, this is great. But to get here, when did I leave? Yesterday or the day before? I know everyone's got their flight story, so I'm not going to get into all how it was delay after delay after delay, finally canceled. It was terrible. It was a freaking nightmare. Seriously. I was in San Jose airport for 15 hours. 15 hours. But you know what? I've lived in Costa Rica so long. Seriously, I am so chill now. I literally didn't care. I didn't care. I was like, I'll get there. I'm going to get there eventually. But man, I had a very long way up to Maine, we'll say. But okay, here's where the story starts. First of all, I'm in the San Jose airport again for quite some time. And what was great is I got recognized a lot. I think around by 9 or 10 different people. That's a lot for me. I got a little channel, but it wasn't a recognizing of like Leonardo DiCaprio, like a sighting. Oh my God. No, it was people that I ended up talking. We were chatting. It was almost like, let's say you're on Facebook and somehow you connect with somebody and you start writing back and forth, but you never actually met them, but you talk to them maybe daily or weekly and you're like, oh wow, we have a lot in common. You feel like you're friends. That's what it felt like meeting these people. We were sitting down having conversations, 30 minutes talking to people that just recognized me from the videos. It was so cool. That made the day halfway enjoyable. But okay, so during that time up at the gate, some people came up, recognized me from the videos. It was 3 people. I'm not sure if it was a husband and wife. I think it was, and a son. I could be wrong. Maybe it was a different mix of whatever, but I think it was a mother, a husband, and a son, I think. They'd been living in Escazú, which is a pretty kind of ritzy section of Costa Rica. I believe he was working there, or not sure what he was doing. So we start talking and they start asking me questions, and they were asking me, so what happens if you overstay your 90 days? So my first question would always be this, is like, how long did you overstay? If you just overstay, a day or two, over your 90 days, it's really not much of a problem. All right. So come to find out, it was 4 months. they overstayed by 4 months. Now, before we get into that story, you got to remember, if you're going to do a perpetual tourist with eventually trying to get your residency, you want to leave before 90 days or at the 90 days. You don't want to overstay because it could be used against you during the residency process, which they could say no to you because you were breaking rules before. So even me, when I was doing it for 12, 13 years, we always left Costa Rica every 90 days. Okay, so that's one, if you want to be a resident here. So you don't want to really overstay like that. I did ask them, like, why? And then I go, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm prying. I shouldn't be asking, but they were cool and they answered. And they said, well, it's just a money thing. And I was like, well, okay, I understand that. So I said, but I was going, but you're here, you're up at the gate. You've been stamped out. You're good. They didn't say anything. You got stamped out. It's fine. So what could have happened at the airport? Two things could have happened. They can charge you $100 for every month you overstay. So I think that would have been $400 per person. So there is $1,200 they would have had to pay. Or Costa Rica can say, we're not going to let you in the country 3 times over the amount of time you overstayed. They stayed over 4 months times 3. They wouldn't be able to come back for a year. So now, as luck, or I would say very bad luck in this case, at first I was like, you're fine. You're stamped out. You're cool. You go doing what you're going to do. And when you come back, everything is fine because they already stamped you out and didn't catch it. Well, guess what? We got delayed so much, delay. And then finally the flight got canceled. So they said, okay, so they have to take you completely out. You have to go out of immigration again, come back. They had to redo our tickets, go up to the booth. Do you want to stay in a hotel tonight? Oh, we might have a later flight to Miami, all that. Well, guess what? As they were going through immigration again, they got caught for something they should have already got caught for. And this is what's so crazy about Costa Rica. So they got out fine. They were going to be cool. But now, as luck would have it, they went out and got caught, but only 2 of them got caught. The man or the husband was able to go through. So they had decided that they wanted to take the later flight to Miami. Now, the 2 people got pulled out because what was going to happen is they're like, we're not letting you back into Costa Rica. Now, you see how weird that is? They were leaving Costa Rica, but we had to go through the process again because the flight got canceled and everybody needed to get rebooked and all that. So they were in a little conundrum. And it was like, what do you mean we can't come in? We were already there. And so the 2 of them were pulled aside, taken to, I think they went into a couple little rooms. People were talking to them. They took their passports and all that. They didn't get fined and they got banned. They told them they can't come back in Costa Rica again. They're flagged. They're done. That's what they were told. Now, they took them. They were escorted to the gate to go to Miami. So they worked out the issue that they could come in and leave. So they were allowed to leave, but they were told that they couldn't come in. Now, since I'd already been talking to him and the husband was up there talking to him on the phone, seeing what's going on, he was keeping me updated. And so we end up seeing them all up at the gate again, but they were escorted and they were said they can't come in. And they were asking me what they could do to maybe fight this problem because they were living here and they needed to get back in here. I mean, it was a whole thing. And I said, well, I might be able to give you an immigration person that can help you. I'm not really sure. So that's where they were on the flight. And I just asked them, please update me with, more specifically when you have some time to kind of write this out. And I want to know if anything got changed or is it you just can't come back in? Because that's how they left. You can never come back in. And that is it's the weirdness of Costa Rica. 2 out of 3 got caught. They already had been through once, all of them, and not got caught. And it's just how Costa Rica is. That's why it's so hard to that nothing is black and white. Nothing is certain. That's kind of the weirdness. And again, if you do want to be a resident in Costa Rica, you do not want to overstay. So it was a very interesting story. I did finally get to Costa Rica, to Maine. I'm drinking some coffee that's not Costa Rican, so I'm not about it. I've been taking that great coffee for granted for a long time. But it's great seeing my mom. It's been a long time coming. So I'll be here for a little bit of while, but I wanted to tell you this story and let it be a lesson. Let it be a lesson. You just never know what's going to happen. You could do the same thing like some people have for 12 years. And you're like, no, it's not a problem. I never have a problem. Well, it's not a problem until it is a problem. And then when it is a problem, it's usually a big problem. All right, so I want you guys to enjoy your Sunday. I know I'm going to because you know what? I'm just hanging out with mom. I'm just hanging out with mom. We're not even doing anything. She's 86, but she's in good health. And her partner in crime, they're not married, but they've been together 39 years. He's 95, 96. We're just going to chill, maybe drink coffee. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Things are going to pop up if you're thinking about living or traveling anywhere. Always do your homework and research. And if it's Costa Rica, I don't know. I'm going to put my videos up against anybody. Have a good one.